So first we have the hardware to support you from working from anywhere. We tried to think of the essentials in varying your budget, things to consider and what you'll want to sacrifice or add within your budget. So everything we list will vary in usefulness based on what type of work you do and what you're trying to accomplish, but we're available for questions or any custom recommendations. So feel free to put them in the chat and we'll answer them at the end, or we can always set up appointments with anyone. So first we have multiple monitors. They're super helpful if you're doing research, working in spreadsheets, have a video conference going on, you're collaborating with your team. It's great to be able to see all of that at once and spread that across your screens, if you're working in spreadsheets and things like that. If you have other devices like an iPad, you can actually connect those to your computer and use those as a second monitor. There's apps that you can use to do that and also cables that you can use to do that. You'll also want to have a powerful computer. So if you're in the market for getting a new computer, we recommend at this time having one with a solid state drive, at least 4-core processor, at least 8 gigabytes of RAM, at least full HD screen resolution. They go up to 4K, and at least 512 gigabytes of hard drive space. Then you'll see in the top right there, we have a multi-port travel adapter. It's really useful, and that picture's not to scale. They should fit actually in the palm of your hand. That you want something with ports that have cables, any type of cable that you may need. So they make it so that you can hook up your computer to various other devices. So for instance, all new MacBooks only come with USB-C ports. So if you want to connect an external monitor without using a dock, or if you need to give a presentation in a new setting that you're not familiar with, it's really good to come prepared. They come in really handy. You can connect. They just make it so that you can adapt and connect anything to your computer. The one we have pictured here is a Dell DA300, and it works with both PCs and Macs, even though it's a Dell. Then it's good to have a single connection dock when you're working from home or remotely. So what this, and that's in the bottom right corner there. So what this allows you to do is it allows you to set up everything at once the way you like it. So you can plug directly into the dock your monitors, your speakers, any external keyboard or mouse you may have, you name it. And then all you need to do when you get to your workstation is just plug in your laptop, and you're ready to take on your day full swing. So with everyone working remotely, video conferencing has kind of become king or queen. And it's really good when you're video conferencing a lot, or you need to record yourself. Maybe you have some prospective clients or current clients that you are doing video conferencing on, or you're giving a presentation to. You'll want to have a good web camera. So the built-in web cameras on laptops have notoriously poorer quality than what you will get from having a dedicated external webcam. The one that we have pictured here is actually the one that both Michael and I will be using today. It's the Logitech Brio. But what's also nifty is that you can use something like your smartphone. The newer smartphones, like the iPhone 11 Pro, that's pictured in the bottom left corner, they actually can record in 4K, so they're superior quality as well. There was a really high demand for webcams a couple of months ago when the pandemic started, and orders were really far backed up, but that's starting to clear up now. So during that time, having a smartphone was something that was really useful to kind of replace the webcam that's built into laptops. And then for public speakers, you may want to use a quality microphone. The one I'm using today is the one that's pictured right there in the center. It's the Samsung G-Track Pro. So the cost of all these gadgets can surely add up. So you'll certainly want to pick and choose what you value, what pertains to the type of work that you do. We host a lot of webinars and trainings, and we have plans to start doing podcasts. So this was something that we chose to purchase. It's neat because it has 3 settings where it can pick up just the speaker that it's pointed at and no background noise, which is what I have it set to right now. You can have the speaker and another person. So if you're sitting across from someone, it kind of goes in a figure 8 pattern. And that's good if you're interviewing someone or if you just have 2 people that you want to pick up the sound for. And then it has a third function where you can pick up an entire room and all the ambient noises. So it's a pretty nifty device, but again, something to think about for what your purposes are. And then over on the right, I would say probably one of the biggest things along with having a good webcam for video conferencing is having a good pair of Bluetooth headphones that noise cancel. So these 2 on the side here are 2 of our favorites. You want something that has a good built-in speaker, can toggle noise canceling on and off, and has good sound quality for both you as a listener and for the people on the other side. So between all of our team members, we've had the opportunity to test out a number of different models and brands. We've tested out Bose and Beats and AirPods. So we've landed on the Beats and the AirPods as our favorites. Noise canceling is the closest we're all ever going to get to putting the mute button on our surroundings. Sometimes it can get kind of hectic in our homes or wherever we choose to work. So the Beats headphones, which are the gray ones at the top right, they have really great sound. And the best part about them that we found is that you can walk around easily far away from your laptop or your computer or your phone, whatever you're connected to. So when I was, when I'm using them, I've actually walked downstairs 3 flights of stairs into my basement and haven't been disconnected. The person that I'm talking to still hears me completely clearly. I've walked outside of my home and still been connected. So that's what's really nice about them. You can pretty much just take a walk and roam around your home, and the person that you're speaking to isn't, it still sounds like you're right next to your device. The AirPods don't have that same range, but they have some other really cool features. So they have really good, so today I'm speaking on the Samsung microphone, but I'm hearing on my AirPods. So as opposed to the Beats, they're not as clunky. The Beats kind of show all over, like they're very big on your face. So they have noise canceling, and so do the AirPods. But the AirPods also are cool because they have this transparency mode. So on the complete opposite side of the spectrum where with the noise canceling, you can't hear anything around you, it kind of puts the mute button. The transparency mode allows you to hear everything as well as what's coming through on the audio. So it's almost like you're not wearing headphones at all, and the person that you have the audio coming in from it almost seems like they're in the same room with you. So we found that these 2 are superior for the wearer and also for the listener. We actually did an entire 40-minute podcast a couple of months ago when the pandemic first started with the AirPods alone, just before we got our microphone, and the sound quality was great as well. So continuing on with the hardware, I don't have it pictured here, but having a battery backup is a great plan. They kind of look like the power strips that you would plug in all your devices to, but it's a bigger box, probably about the size of a laptop and kind of like a shoebox, about the size of a shoebox. We've seen a lot of them. They're especially a good idea to plug your modem into a battery. So if there are power outages isolated to your home, or your internet won't go down while the battery lasts. So that's something that's handy to have, so you have reliable connection. Also, for reliable Wi-Fi anywhere in the home, you may want to consider investing in a mesh Wi-Fi router system. So the one that we have pictured here, the top left one, that's the Eero, and we use it in our homes. It makes a huge difference. It essentially creates a mesh blanket of Wi-Fi around your home that is stable and reliable, and it has a much better signal than a single point router. So then if you, again, based on your type of work, if you need to print documents, especially with confidential information, you want to make sure that you have a way to securely destroy those documents if needed. We like, if you have that need, we like a microcut shredder, like the one pictured in the middle of the screen. You can pick them up at Costco, and they don't take up a lot of space because the cuts are denser. And then if you need to print, I have two options pictured here. Both are ink. Some people may have reservations about ink, but the quality of ink has gone up tremendously over the years, and the cost has gone down significantly. So the one on the top, the printer on the top, is the Epson Eco Tank. It's a little bit small, the picture of it. But what's great about it is that it doesn't use cartridges in the traditional way. So instead it uses a big ink tank. And that way it doesn't have as much waste, and it's a lot more efficient. Then there's the HP Insta Ink, which is actually a subscription service, so you don't run out of ink. There's also laser options. We found generally that the cost of replacing toner in the parts for laser can kind of get prohibitively expensive for a lot of people when working from a home or a remote office. Sometimes it can end up costing more than the printer itself. So that's why I pictured the two here as ink printers. Also not pictured here, having a convertible standing desk can be a game changer. I'm actually at my standing desk as well right now. You can sit and stand or anything in between. And if you don't have one or you can't afford one, you can make one by propping up screens. I've seen people use anything from side tables to ironing boards as a standing desk. So as long as you're comfortable, your equipment is stable, and your forearms are at a good angle, you can be creative with it. We actually built our standing desks in our office, so we're really happy with them. And then the one on the right here, the picture on the right, in the tech world, we like to call that the Mona Lisa of cable management. So if we can organize that many cables to look like that, so can you. It'll save you a lot of headache in the long run, and it just looks so much cleaner and neater. A lot of people tend to use zip ties, but we've actually found that Velcro is ideal. It's easier to remove and move, and it still keeps everything neat and secure. And they actually sell them. You can get them on Amazon if you need to order, or any of the office stores. They sell them in big rolls that you can cut to whatever size you want.